Pikachu world out there in cyberspace in the universe. Master Shelby, Pikachu, Billionaire here, and I have your live special for you today about the Epstein files everyone's been talking about. We leaked it out to over 65 places. You guys are going to see it right now. We're going to go over it one more time because they took down my YouTube channel at Super Shelby Billionaire. We have a backup on at Pikachu Billionaire. So let's go through it for all of you and get straight to the chase. So here we go. This is the Epstein files we talked about last time. You can find it on February 27th, 2025, right here, which is the letter. This is the initial stuff right here that we posted. And I sent this to the police commissioners. Ed Case sent this to me back. We did get some responses. And I want to show you the intel that I dropped. So this is the Jeffrey Epstein files intel drop I sent to all the people you're going to see on this wonderful list. So the phase one, how to find them, the original YouTube video I made. This is the Attorney General letter, which we posted on Facebook. And we'll get to all of that. This is the flight logs and the evidence. It's pretty disgusting. The Lolita Express flight logs. This is an example of the breakdown. The Black Book client list, unredacted. You can click on this link and it'll take you right here. And you'll see different names like Alan Dershowitz. You can just click away and find all the names. The special ones are highlighted and we can go through it. You can have a beautiful time looking through all of this stuff. And I broke it down all for you guys on Facebook. You guys can see the Ehud Barak, the famous politicians, Jimmy Carter, George Bush, Pat Buchanan, Ted Cruz. So you're going to see a lot of names on here. Kamala Harris, John McCain, Henry Kissinger. And this is what you're going to go through. Adam Schiff is on there. Bada bing, Chuck Schumer. Some royal people. There's some famous people, you know, Ben Affleck, Woody Allen. And all these other people are going to be on here. Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins, Alec Baldwin, and Ehud Barak, Roseanne Barr. These are people in the Black Book that you can find it here, which you can all go through, which we put on our Facebook post right here earlier this morning, who we contacted, the FBI, CIA, NSA, United Nations, Interpol, Hawaii AG, Democratic National Committee, White House, Honolulu Police Commissioners. We did contact Congress, Mazie Hirono, Brian Schatz, Ed Case, Joe Takuda, Ted Lieu, Ro Khanna, Jamie Raskin, Nancy Mace, Thomas Macy, Jim Jordan, Zoe Lofgren, Jasmine Crockett, Joey Naguse, Sydney Kamala Gard-Dove, Becca Balint, Lucy McBath, Deborah Ross, Mary Gay Scanlon, Pramila Jayapal, Laurel Lee, Mike Johnson, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, Catherine Clark, Pete Aguilar, Steve Scalise, Tom Emmer, Lisa McLean, Kevin Harn. We did contact them all through their website. It took about 2 days to go through all of it. And you can see changes happening now. The Wall Street Journal, news outlets, Helen Gunther Hawkins, CNN, Jake Tapper, Fox News, New York Times, NBC, Washington Post, Politico, The New Republic, Axios, The Hill, ABC, CBS, KITV, KHN2, Hawaii News Now, Civil Beat, Star Advertiser. We emailed them today. Influencers, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, Joe Rogan, Patrick David, Candace Owens, Alex Jones, David Icke, AJ from the White House, Elon Musk, Grok. And you can see all the intel that we dropped right here. So people that are curious, you guys can read it. And boom, there's the intel drop that we sent to Patrick David and a few other people. So this is our Excel spreadsheet. You guys can sneak behind the scenes what the Ohana Unity Party does. So we tracked all the agencies we contacted today. There's about 9. If you didn't know, the White House, you can only send 4,000 characters max. CIA was about 2,000. FBI was 1,000 max. So you don't get a lot to describe your issues. The U.S. Congress members we contact is about 29. You have no idea how much time it takes to go to their individual websites and fill in that form. The news media outlets, we had the contacts right here. We contacted about 18 of them, and the influencers, about 12. Because we haven't spread it on social media yet. Right now it's on Facebook. We're going to put this video up on YouTube so you guys can see part 2. Now we did get feedback to let y'all know from random people from the responses. Some stuff went through, some stuff didn't. You see the White House, we responded. We received your message. Thank you for contacting the White House. President Donald Trump recently secured a massive trade deal with Japan and has nothing to do with the Epstein files. So we also got one from Ed Case. We wanted to show you. Let's see. Representative Ed Case did send me a letter back. Of course, it's virtually. Let's see. Mr. Case. Okay, let's see. Bernadette, from Patrick McDavid, did contact this original email. We sent PBD, and they did send contact back for that. Let's see. Let me click on this. Bernadette. They're like, hi, Pikachu. Thank you for reaching out. We appreciate your suggestion. I'll send this over to the team to review and consider. If they're interested, they'll reach out to you. Due to the high number of suggestions sent daily, if you're looking for an immediate answer, you can reach out to our head of research, Brendan Aceto. And we sent to him on Instagram. Now, where's Mr. Ed Case's stuff? So we got ABC. You can see some of the tips, New York Times, when they responded. And congressman stuff, they'll give you a thank you for contacting my office. Blah, 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 blah. Now, where is Ed Case's stuff? It should be right here. You can see some stuff did go through, some stuff didn't, like the Hill. A message from Congressman Ed Case. Here's the letterhead. July 24th, today. The Honorable Shelby Pikachu Billionaire. Chee-hoo. The Honorable Billionaire. Mahalo for contacting me with your support for releasing files related to the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Although some documents related to these investigations have already been released, this link goes to the original page right here. So he's giving me the same intel back we already went over. The Justice Department asked a federal judge to unseal the grand jury testimony related to Jeffrey Epstein. Several members of Congress have also introduced bills that would direct the Department of Justice to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein. I support full transparency and will keep your thoughts in mind as Congress reviews the actions of our Justice Department and considers whether legislation is needed related to this investigation. Lastly, although Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide before he could stand trial, obviously he was killed based on his neck injuries and autopsy. Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse minors and global transnational trafficking. You can read more Ghislaine Maxwell's sentencing here. Thank you again. Please contact me to let me know of your views. Please don't sign up for regular updates. And that's my Congressman, Ed Case. At least he responded, because out of the total list, at least he sent a letter back. Brian, Ed Case, jail did not send me anything back. So that's why we're making this video, to make the accountability. So we leaked it all on Facebook first. You can see some changes on YouTube. My Instagram is at Legendary Billionaire. We're still trying to upload videos. We get issues out there. Our backup X account for Twitter is the American Party OG. You guys can tag right there. You can follow Clean House Hawaii for Carl Dix. And if you didn't know, the Squid Games is also putting out a challenge just like that. So you guys want to compete right there. That's where you find the Epstein files, right here. You can follow it on Facebook, and we sent it to all of these people, even the CIA, NSA, and the White House. So chee-hoo to all of you. You guys have a good night. And that's where we found the Epstein files. Aloha. And let's see if they're actually going to be honest with all of you, because the late night comedy hosts are cracking me up, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, because they found Trump on the Epstein list. You guys already have the list. CNN knows, New York Times knows, because we just sent them the same intel. They could just read the list, which we could actually do for a little bit for all of you who are staying up late. So because we wrote the list on Facebook, it's easier just to scroll down on the Facebook. And then you can read all the beautiful names that we sent here. You're going to see Dan Quayle, Robert Reich, all these other people, Mike Tyson, Charlie Chaplin, even though he's in heaven, he's in there. Bill Clinton is definitely in there. You're going to see how we broke it down to who they are. They're popular people. Cher's on here, some Dangs, and Clint Eastwood. They're in the Black Book because they were doing models. Zac Efron, Eminem. So you're going to see a lot of names. Jane Fonda, Jamie Foxx. So as you go this, you're going to go through it and have a beautiful read and have a beautiful night. Those people are on the Epstein files. They don't need to talk about it anymore. They can just print this in the newspaper. Choo!
So I went through all 20,000 of the emails that the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee got from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. Obviously, people have paid a lot of attention to the emails that were released yesterday morning, where Jeffrey Epstein emails Ghislaine Maxwell back in 2011, referring to Donald Trump as the dog that isn't barking, and refers to Donald Trump having apparent knowledge about victims who it's alleged that Trump spent time with over at Jeffrey Epstein's house, according to these emails. But there's a lot more emails that are far more damaging. We see emails where it appears that Jeffrey Epstein is consulting with the Russian government like a week before the Helsinki summit back during Donald Trump's first term. He mentions consulting with Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, to provide information about Donald Trump, it seems, at least in these emails, to the Russians. You have Epstein referencing what appears to be a lot of dirt about Donald Trump's finances, about mortgages, about Donald Trump screwing people over. You have Epstein in these messages saying Donald Trump's the most disgusting human being he's ever seen, and there's not any ounce of goodness in Donald Trump's entire body. And he says Trump is even grosser in person than how he appears. Let me just go through these emails with you. I want to do this in a methodical way because I went through all 20,000 of these, and I want to highlight for you the key emails. I've broken them down here. Let's just go through this together right now. So there's this email right here. Jeffrey Epstein in 2015. He emails someone named Landon Thomas Jr., and he says, have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused he walked straight into the door. You know, that's Donald Trump, Epstein, young women. Let's keep reading some of these emails. Jeffrey Epstein says in emails that he had been advising the Russian government on how to deal with Donald Trump, one of several cases in which he wielded his connections to try to influence the course of foreign affairs. So here's the email right here where you have Epstein emailing the former prime minister of Norway. Okay, it's a big deal. He's emailing Thorbjørn Jagland, former prime minister of Norway. So like not just like a random person. And Epstein goes, I think you might suggest to Putin that Lavrov can get insight on talking to me. Vitaly Churkin used to, but he died. Other words, he says that I was giving information to this person. Lavrov can get the info for me before Helsinki. And then you have Thorbjørn Jagland says, I'll meet Lavrov's assistant on Monday and will suggest, thank you for a lovely evening. I'll come to UN high-level week. One of the top people at the UN. Churkin was great. He understood Trump after our conversations, Epstein says. It's not complex. He must be seen to get something. It's that simple. So Epstein apparently consulting with the Russians about Donald Trump. That's June 24th, 2018. Or how about this message here? Jeffrey Epstein says, I've met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. And he's messaging that to Larry Summers. Then there's this message with Jean LeBlanc, who also died under circumstances that, let's just say, are Epstein-like and raise lots of questions. But Jean LeBlanc was involved in this kind of model agency trafficking ring as well. And here's his conversation with Epstein. Saved for 2012, but I could start to look for baby clothes if we wish to turn this into reality. Or would you stick with RL Baby around the corner? Forgot that you're planning everything. I will send you a picture of this Burmese girl. Very pretty. She is the star singer in Myanmar. I will bring her to the US. Obama visits Myanmar and Chan Chan comes to America. I think that I have something new and fresh news to promote. Then it seems here that Epstein is speaking with Steve Bannon about how lawyers representing now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh in his confirmation hearing should accuse Christine Blasey Ford, who accused him of assault, of being on medications that causes false memories or memory loss. This is from May 2017, Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Summers about Trump's level of guilt. Your world, Larry, does not understand how dumb he really is. He will blame everyone around him for bad results. Gary Cohn in a good place, as is Jared. All others are not long for this world. Now, here's an email from New York Times journalist Landon Thomas. I showed you one before, tipping Epstein off about following up investigations by a journalist and former NYPD detective, John Connolly. Thomas writes, he is digging around to Jeffrey, not clear if it's another book or expanded paperback version, was asking me all sorts of questions about why you hired Ken Starr. I told him I had no idea. I think he is doing some Trump-related digging too. Anyway, for what it's worth, ... Now, responding to a 2017 message that Trump was so gross, Jeffrey Epstein says Trump was worse in real life and up close. And someone says to Kathy Rumeyer says, Trump is so gross. Epstein goes on February 10th, 2017, worse in real life. She writes, hard to imagine. He really does remind me of MacGyver and I'm suffering PTSD. No, I rank him much lower. Then there was this email between Epstein and someone whose name is redacted, perhaps a victim, and it is a YouTube link that has since been privated. And it says, how are you? Send this interview to Donald Trump, please. It's going to be everywhere. Someone who seems to have links there. Then there is Epstein writing to his lawyer, have one of your cronies ask to see the mortgage to Mar-a-Lago, cash from Electricians Union. His driver, Matt, was the bag man, later made an exec at the public company, became an executive at the public company, and the $30 million loan from the casino to Donald Trump, backdated. Okay, seem to be talking about serious financial issues. Judge for yourself. Then there is this related message about stealing pieces of an Atlantic City casino beaten up by Trump. Do you want in? So Reed, Weingarten, and Epstein are talking over here. Epstein says, speak, no, but you should talk to so-and-so. He knows something inside out. Then they go and talk about a person, and they say, been beaten up by Trump, promoter. He is straight with me and will with my direction be with you. That was sent on July 2nd, 2014. Let's go through other messages. At least in this message right here between Linda Stone and Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein claims that right after the election, November 2016, he says in November 13th, 2016, that he is in the Trump Tower. She goes, where are you? You still in Paris? And Epstein goes, I'm in the Trump Tower. So was he in the Trump Tower that whole time? And when Donald Trump said, oh, I never spoke to him back in since 2003, 2004, is that all one big lie? Now, of course, you know, the bombshell emails that came out earlier yesterday morning that everyone was talking about. It's why I'm not really focusing on those here. Like this one from Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. This is April 2nd, 2011. Epstein to Maxwell. I want you to realize that the dog hasn't barked is Trump. Victim, who's redacted, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. And Ghislaine Maxwell says, I've been thinking about that. Then there's this message between Michael Wolff and Epstein, where Epstein talks about a victim at Mar-a-Lago. Trump said he asked me to resign from Mar-a-Lago. Epstein says, I was never a member. Of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Of course Trump knew about the girls. Then there's this message from Michael Wolff to Jeffrey Epstein, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then it gives you valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. Wow, that's some serious stuff that they're talking about. Then you have this message, August 23rd, 2018. Jeffrey Epstein says, I know how dirty Donald is. Can you imagine these messages that I'm reading? What's in the files? If these are the messages that are not in the files? Now, do you all remember the lewd Epstein birthday book that included a joke about Epstein selling a fully depreciated woman to Donald Trump? Now, these new documents to 20,000 emails, which I've gone through all of them, show that Epstein was telling someone that he gave Trump his 20-year-old girlfriend in the mid-1990s. That he gave his girlfriend secondhand, which is what they were saying, that she was depreciated. Sick, right? That he gave her his seconds. I mean, absolutely disgusting. And you'll see Epstein say, my 20-year-old girlfriend in 1993, that after 2 years, I gave her to Donald. I gave to Donald. Also, interestingly, Epstein said that Bill Clinton was never on the island in these emails. Epstein seems to suggest that he's with or near Donald Trump sometime in Thanksgiving of 2017 during his first term. And after the infamous plea deal, you take a look right here. Again, it's unclear what the hell is going on right here. But Epstein talks about, where are you? He's such a snooze. Who else is down there? David Fizzle, Hansen, Trump. He's not necessarily saying he's specifically with Trump, but he's saying that Trump is down there. Take a look at some of these other messages right here. December 7th, 2016. You have Epstein to Jonathan Farkas. Hi, Jeffrey. Hope all is well. I think you're going to have a wonderful life from now on. In your opinion, how much is left in this market? It's been Trump's triumph. I gave him some money through Woody. Best, Jonathan. Yikes, your birthday coming up next month? Well, heaven can wait. Then there's this message right here. Jacqueline Johnson talks about a Jane Doe. Please notice the deposition of Miss Maxwell has been rescheduled. A re-notice taking deposition. Mr. Trump's deposition is scheduled for August 18th, 2009. So it seems that Trump had his deposition notice. This is a message from August 11, 2009. Again, unclear what that's about. I don't think Trump ever actually had the deposition taken. You have Jonathan Farkas to Epstein over here. Summers and I talking to Trump and Melania last night. He looked and seemed very tired and upbeat. So this is, again, April 21st, 2019. Epstein has a direct line of what's going on in the White House. Then it goes to talk about, this is Larry Vysotsky, about to Jeffrey Epstein. Appears President Trump's B757 is an islip and we're parked right in front of it. It came here on Tuesday and is due to depart Wednesday this week. I mean, there are so many messages here, and he's constantly following Trump's plane and tracking Trump's plane with his sources on the inside. And I'll just maybe tie this together. You remember Epstein in his conversation with Michael Wolff, when Wolff was thinking about writing the biography of Epstein. Remember, he knew very specific details about their communications about what was going on in the Trump administration. Now, with all of these emails as context, it kind of ties this all together now, doesn't it? Here, play this clip right here.
I think we have a snippet from one of the conversations that I recorded with Epstein, and I think this was in a restaurant in 2017.
His people fight each other.
Right.
And then have outsiders. He sort of poisons the well outside. He will tell 10 people Bannon's a scumbag, and Priest is not doing a good job, and Kelly has a big mouth. And what do you think? Jamie Dimon says that you're a problem, and I shouldn't keep you. And I spoke to Carl Icahn, and call thinks I need a new spokesperson. So Kelly, even though I hired Kellyanne's husband, Kellyanne's just too much of a wild card. And then he tells Bannon, I really want to keep you, but Kellyanne hates you.
I have more than dozens. I probably have 100 hours of Epstein talking about the inner workings of the Trump White House and about his long-standing, deep relationship with Donald Trump.
There you have it, folks. I'm sure there's a lot more emails that I missed. There's the email from the first batch as well that I might as well talk about here. And the email is Epstein and Ghislaine talking about Gossman, WPB property, West Palm Beach property. They're talking about Trump and that they, the feds, probably talked to Trump. And WPB is West Palm Beach. Trump purchased a property for $40 million in a foreclosure sale from Gossman in 2004 that Epstein was going to purchase. Then 4 years later, Trump sold it to Rybolev, a Russian oligarch, in 2008 for $95 million. And Epstein believed that that was a shady transaction with Rybolev and Trump. But that's what that email, I believe, refers to. So bombshell emails. I hope you appreciated. We went through this very methodically here. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe.
Yeah. You crossed the ocean just to find your granted. Sacrificed your own boys for a lie. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Make America great again. Yo, Tails, this shit crazy. Yeah, make America great again now. We will see what happens, yeah. Watch this. Sacred defense, we protecting the soil. While you sacrifice soldiers to pay for your spoil. You thought you ran the globe, sitting on your throne. Now we turning every base into a bed of stone. It's a slaughterhouse, a trap you couldn't see. Welcome to the graveyard of your vanity. secrets are leaking. The pressure is rising. We locked on the target. And now you are hiding. LOSCR. Yeah, we spelling at your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a bucket while you shaking in your sweet. LOSCR. Taste the ash of defeat. LOSCR. Yeah, we spelling at your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a bucket while you shaking in your sweet. LOSCR. Taste the ash of defeat. Swag's fighting in your suit, hiding Epstein's ghost. You sent your boys to die on the bloody coast. Not a revenge for the leader's blood is purely mine. Every drop of his blood is a missile on the line. You thought you took him out, thought the fire was dead, but another commonality is standing ahead. Yeah, you strike one down, we just shatter your brain. We put another in the leg. Commonate again. The secrets are leaking. The pressure is rising. We locked on the target. And now you are hiding. LOSCR. Yeah, we spelling out your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a puppet while you shaking in your sweet. LOSCR. Taste the ash. LOSCR. Yeah, we spelling out your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a puppet while you shaking in your sweet. LOSCR. Taste the ash of defeat. Sacred defense of the homeland. Sacred defense of the homeland. Sacred defense of the homeland. The slaughterhouse is open. Common name cat. LOSCR.
Keep your bombs to yourself. Stay away from our land. This is our homeland, and our freedom belongs in our own hands. We don't want your democratic bombs. Take your poison, take your filth, and get out. The murderer not Tel Aviv, but in the dead of night with no warning, the sky lit up. The world watched in celebration as the Iron Dome crashed, and in that moment, the balance of power began to shift. Boom, 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 boom. Tel Aviv, this is what you get for all of your evil deeds. Boom, 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 boom. Tel Aviv, you brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed. Boom, 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 boom. Tel Aviv, this is what you get for all your evil deeds. Boom, 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 boom. Tel Aviv, you brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed.
Should have stayed. Were there signs I ignored? Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, we're quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. The reminders pull the floor from your feet. In the kitchen, one more chair than you need. Oh, and you're angry, and you should be. It's not fair. Just 'cause you can't see it doesn't